right. That was a fun choice. Awesome. You know he surprises me with these, right? I don't know. I don't hear him practicing at home. And I told him that that's what I wanted. I want you to just surprise me with, whatever you come up with. I love it. It's great. It's great. It's good to be here. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. To all of you in the room and all of you at home. It is a beautiful, humid day here in Sarasota, and I have the doors open because I like it that way, and I get to make some decisions around here. So, welcome to the mugginess. It's really good to be in community. I tell you what, there's moments throughout my week where I just think, I can't wait to be together on Sunday. I can't wait to do this, and today is one of those days. So thank you to all of you that are here with me and with each other. I appreciate that. And those of you that are still hanging in at home for whatever reason, whether you're in Austria or Kansas City or wherever you happen to be, or here in Sarasota and staying at home, thank you for being with us. Did I say I'm Theresa Fieberts? I'm Theresa Fieberts. Yeah, thank you. I'm Theresa Fieberts, and you are a beautiful expression of the divine. And this whole month we've been talking about the body, and the body being the body of God. And everything is. These trees out here, the beautiful plants, the birds singing, your pup at home, just all of it, right? All of it is the incarnation, is the divine coming into form. And we know that it comes into form from that infinite, invisible realm of all possibilities, where it can come into form and look and talk like anything, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we celebrate that here in every way that we possibly can. So we started the month really looking at that, looking at the whole manifest universe as the body of God, and looking at it as beautiful in whatever form it happens to be in. It is beautiful. And to get to know it and commune with it in that way. And then last week it was all about the thought-feeling loop. Right? And we're all familiar with that. It's not new stuff, but science is really expanding upon it right now. I think it's a marvelous time to be alive and to see all that happening. What the mystics have taught, wow, science is proving pretty cool. Yeah, finally, right, Reverend Jackie? Yeah, right. So it's exciting to see, and yet we're immersed in it, we're living in it, and sometimes it doesn't feel so damn exciting. Sometimes it can hurt, right? And that's why we come together. We come together so that we can awaken. We come together to remind each other, hey, wake up. Let's be aware. And the more aware we are, the more conscious we are, the more we have control over our thought, control over our circumstances and conditions, right? That's what we teach in the science of mind. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm going to jump ahead just briefly and tell you next month is all about relationships. And I'm very excited about that. And our first Sunday will be the day before 4th of July. And so it may be about our relationship with ourselves. It may be about our relationships with our country. It may be about our relationships with each other. Or how about the whole thing? How about all of that to start off our month? And so we're going to have some special music. But what I want to mainly tell you is the parking lot, I'm told, is going to be closed this way. So we need to park on the south side of Boulevard of the Arts. And there is parking right over here. There's parallel parking. So most of the time you don't even notice it probably because you're so used to coming in this way. But I'm going to remind you at the end of the service, but just wanted to let you know that. We have Fairy Elaine back with us this morning for music, and we're always excited about that. And we're going to have something a little unique and different, and so I'm really glad you're here for that as well. So let's just go into consciousness right here and right now. What I believe is that this is where life's created. On this earth plane, my consciousness, my word, and my belief and my energy and my strength and my yearning and my desires for that which I speak is what brings form into my life, which changes conditions and circumstances in my life. And I know this for myself, and I know this for each one of us. And so I take this time right here and right now to affirm and experience this day for myself and for all of us, of feeling deeply into the body temple, listening to the wisdom of the body temple, communing with, in love with, this divine vehicle, this body, this form in which Spirit has decided to take. And I claim this time as gentle, as loving, and as healing. And with all of my being, I accept that for myself and for each beloved. And so it is. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Elaine. You know, if you don't know Elaine, she has traveled all over the world sharing her gift. And her gift is not just her talent of voice and instrument of the guitar, but also how prolific she is. I have never known anyone like Elaine, ever. She's the vice president of our board, and we say something in conversation, and the girl's coming up with a song right there. She's got haikus right there. I mean, Spirit pours creativity out of her. So enjoy her.
Well, thank you, everybody. So I'm also a religious science licensed practitioner, and when I was taking classes, this principle came up that I hadn't heard before, and it affected me, and I believe it, but it was one of those, wasn't new, but it was new for me. And it's the idea that there's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. And that's the chorus. I'm going to teach you that there's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. And it's got a little measure of 3 chords on there, so it goes like this. There's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. Let's try that. There's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. One more time. There's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. I uncover the truth as I bask in the absolute. That's your part now. I uncover the truth as I bask in the absolute. So that in the little verses, it'll be like a kirtan where I'm the leader and you're the group. Okay? Here's the chorus. There's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. And again. There's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. Revealing is the key to my divinity. Revealing is the key to my divinity. There's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. There's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. Creation at its best, we are truly blessed. Creation at its best, nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. There's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. I open as I listen in to my body's deep wisdom. I open as I listen in to my body's deep wisdom. There's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. There's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. One more time. There's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed.
Are you doing more? Go ahead. Okay.
Jackie, yes, here's Jackie Riker. She's going to do a reading for us.
Yes. I was wondering if you
Give
were
her
going
a
to do another
hand.
song. I didn't know.
I'm just getting ready for this.
Good morning, everybody. So great to see all of you here today. Wonderful to be in our spiritual community. And we're talking today about the body and listening. So my readings today are about listening. And if you would, if it feels right, I would like you to be able to listen with your heart. We usually listen with our mind, our intellect, and while another person is talking, a lot of times we're already thinking about what we're going to say next, and that's kind of superficial listening. But I would like you to listen today with your deeper listening. And so if you could take a deep breath and let that breath lead you down and in to your deeper self, feeling your feet on the floor, feeling your breath moving in and out of your being, connecting with earth, connecting with your earthly body self, your body, mind. Many of you have closed your eyes, and that's wonderful. And so, with your heart, choose to listen, choose to receive the beautiful words of these readings. The first is from a book called Silent Awareness by Cynthia Overweg. The act of attentive listening is one of the most fascinating discoveries you can make. To listen this way awakens you to the wonder of your own life. You can witness and participate in this dance of life without clinging to it or making a story out of it. When you listen with your full attention, you may be surprised by the joy it brings once the mind is emptied of anxiety and restlessness. The second reading is one of my favorites by Franz Kafka. You don't even need to leave your room. Just sit at your table and wait. Don't even wait. Just listen. Be still. Be silent. Be solitary. The world will fully offer itself to you to be unmasked. It has no choice. It will roll at your feet in ecstasy. And the last is from a woman named Karen Salovitz. Silence seen is infinity. Silence expressed is beauty. Silence maintained is strength. Silence omitted is suffering. Silence allowed is rest. Silence given is initiating. Silence received is joy. Silence perceived is knowledge. Silence illuminated is vision. Silence alone is. As you touch the untouchable, fear falls away like shedding a skin. You enter unencumbered, less to snag in this uncharted place. As you approach the unapproachable, time bends like light passing through a prism. You glimpse what cannot be seen and gasp at its raw beauty. As you reach the unreachable, the solid edge gives way, dissolving like salt in a tidal pond. In the stillness, you remember what must never be forgotten.
Let's have a silent applause for Jackie. So this is something that I rarely ever do, and I'm going to be singing to some tracks, and it's a song called Blissfully Abundant, and I put this together a number of years ago. I did a lot of songs about the law of attraction, and so this is a song about the law of attraction, but the hook in the song says, all is well and I am healed. All is well and I am healed. So it's also an opportunity to not judge by appearances. I love the silence thing. My intention is to bring more silence into my life. And also not to judge by appearances. Because anything unlike love comes up to be healed because it's revealed. It reveals something. So all is well and I am healed. And then there's another part, if you want to sing, that goes, all is well, all is well. And I think you'll get it. You're a really good group. So this is Jay Unger on fiddle. In the 70s, I made an intention to have him on my record, and he finally made it. Blissfully abundant. I am blissfully abundant when I gaze into your eyes. And I'm blissfully abundant, knowing love that never dies. I am blissfully abundant for the joyous way I feel. And I'm blissfully at peace, all is well and I am healed. There's a wishful way of thinking that brings the world to me, and this wishful state of being causes real from fantasy. For the mind that stays wide open to the goodness that it feels says I'm blissfully at peace, all is well and I am healed. When I close my eyes and enter the inner world of mine, then I know sacred wisdom is what I'm sure to find. There are many steps to mastery, there are many more to climb, and I'm blissfully remembering all is well and that time and knowledge bring. And I'm grateful for the music and these lyrics that we sing. I am grateful for desires and the blissful way I feel. And I'm gratefully at peace. All is well and I am healed. All is well. All is well. All is well. Everyone knows. All is well. All is well. I am blissfully abundant when I gaze into your eyes. And I'm blissfully abundant, knowing love that never dies. I am blissfully abundant for the joyous way I feel. And I'm blissfully at peace. All is well and I am healed. All is well and I am healed. All is well and I am healed. One more. All is well and I am healed. And so it is. My husband, James Alexander.
As Elaine said, all is well and I'm healed, but sometimes all doesn't feel well. In light of recent events, and would you turn this down just a little bit? Thank you. In light of recent events and cultural attitudes, we want to acknowledge the pain, body, and the felt experience within our shared space this morning. This is the power of community, that we come together to feel and heal, to honor and recognize in respect of one another's experience, and in the awareness of our shared unity, the oneness from which we come and operate. Right now, we want to invite all the women, everyone who identifies as female in the room, to please stand. If you're at home, we encourage you to participate. Men, please turn, make eye contact with the women, and open your hands and hearts towards the women near you. Men, repeat after me. I see you.
I see you.
I hear you.
I hear you.
Your voice matters to me.
Your voice matters to me.
I see you.
I see you.
I hear you.
I hear you.
Your voice matters to me.
Your voice matters to me.
Hector?
Over here? Okay. Beloved woman, I cannot know and do not know what it is to walk your walk. I do not know what it is to live your felt experience. I do not know what it is to be shunned, quieted, dismissed, disqualified, ignored, objectified, or controlled as a woman. I do not know what it is to routinely not have my story believed.
While I do not know what it is to have these experiences, I do know that I can take responsibility right here and now to create a safe place in the spiritual community and say to you clearly and directly, I see you,
I see you.
I hear you,
I hear you.
your voice matters to me.
Your voice matters to me.
I see you,
I see you.
I hear you,
I hear you.
your voice matters to me.
Your voice matters to me.
I love these men up here, and all men who do see women. I'd now like to, why don't you just breathe with me? Let's just breathe this in. And you can take a seat if you'd like. What I'd like to do now is welcome all the diversity in our community. Not just the women, but all people that identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, gender fluid, queer, questioning, intersex, pansexual, two-spirit, androgynous, and asexual. Also, Black, African American, Indigenous, people of color. I would go on to say anyone that has felt marginalized, that has felt unseen, unaccepted, cast out, unappreciated, somehow felt like they didn't fit in. This very well may include all of us. If you're at home, I hope your heart is open and you're participating in this as well with us. So let us all open our hearts and our hands to one another, recognizing the unique individual before you with experiences. I see you. And repeat after me. I see you.
I see you.
I hear you.
I hear you.
Your voice matters to me.
Your voice matters to me.
Beloveds, I do not know what it is to have your experience, any one of you. I do not know what it is to have your experience, to walk your walk. I do not know what it is to live your life. I do not know what it is to be shunned as you, or quieted, or dismissed, or disqualified, or ignored, or objectified, or controlled as you. I do not know what it is to routinely have your story not believed. While I do not know these experiences, I do know that I can take responsibility, and I do right here and right now, to create a safe place in this community to say clearly and directly to you that I see you, I hear you, and your voice matters to me. Thank you. Emil.
Just take a deep breath with me. Release it with sound. Another one. This is what I know. I know that there is one power, one presence, one infinite intelligence, one infinite love intelligence that governs the universe. It expresses itself in an infinite manner. Each and every individual, each and every being, each and every plant, animal, insect, you name it, is the infinite expression of the one. And within each expression there is that space of unity, that space of oneness, that space of perfection. And it is in this moment I know that as we are gathered here as representatives of that infinite nature of spirit, that we are one. We are as one. Each one uniquely and divinely created to express all that we were given to express, to allow that God-given expression to flow in, through, and as us in every moment, bringing us together, not apart. As we express, we bring forward the understanding, we bring forward the compassion, the joy of being together in the oneness, in the infinite nature that has created each and every one. So I know that as we move forward from this space, that we move forward in a way that is more open-eyed, more available, more understanding, and that we seek to simply move into that space of knowing that, yes, we are different. Yes, we are different expressions. Yes, we speak differently, we hear differently, we understand differently, and together we all pursue the same things: the happiness, the joy of being, the love, the appreciation for each other and of each other. So it is in this nature that I am grateful for this great understanding that has flowed through me in this moment, to know that there is an understanding that lifts each and every one of us up to a new level of being in our world, in our space, in our beingness. And in this, I simply release this word into the law of being, into the law of mind, knowing that it is already done. It is the truth that is revealed. As Elaine sang, there is nothing to be healed, only truth to be revealed. And that truth is we are all one, as one, in one. And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was a little different morning so far, huh? I received an email yesterday on the Centers for Spiritual Living Ministers listserv, and it was from Reverend Dr. David Alexander. He's the minister in Atlanta. And I sobbed. It was that beginning part of that ritual. And I had a visceral experience. I sobbed and I sobbed and I sobbed, and I surprised myself. I didn't expect to have that. I just didn't expect it. And you know, the talk title was already done. Listen to the body, right? I mean, how incredibly serendipitous was that? And for me not to acknowledge it would have been the biggest faux pas of my life, I do believe. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here and participating in that with me. I needed it. I absolutely needed it. So I ask you right now to feel in. You probably don't need this prompt. You probably are pretty hypersensitive in the moment. But what message does your body want you to know right now? close your eyes for a moment, if you will, and just ask that question. What does my body want me to know right now? Are you surprised at what comes up for you? I wonder if you're in a habit of listening to your body or in the habit of dismissing it. And I will tell you from experiencing, dismissing what you hear in your body can come by looking like you're just terribly busy all the time. When you're listening, do you trust those messages? Are you able to move forward in faith and trust upon those messages? You know, these are questions for men and women. Nobody's excluded from having wisdom in the body that wants to get our attention. That's trying to get our attention. You know, that it goes both ways, top down, bottom up, you know, top down, mind into body, body getting the mind's attention. There's this communication going on. Do you remember a time when you received a really clear message in your body? Can you remember a time where you received a really clear message in your body? Our good friend Angelica Redleaf does. And I'm going to share her words with you. And I'm going to have to paraphrase because we added that in, and so now I have to be brief. I have to be more brief with her words. So I'm going to paraphrase some of what Angelica has written to us. Many of you know Angelica back there. She would be back at the controls, sitting next to Laura or handling the camera there. Angelica was for 38 years a chiropractor, practicing chiropractor from Providence, Rhode Island. She has published 2 books and had a great career. And she starts her words here for us with an Ernest Holmes quote. "The physical body is necessary to this plane, since only through a physical body can we properly function here." Seems obvious, but the physical body is necessary to this plane, because since only through a physical body can we properly function here. So she goes on to say to you, since we need a physical body to live and function, it's very important to properly care for the body. It's the vehicle for your soul, for spirit, and without it, we will not be able to experience all that's here on earth for us. So really and deeply understand this, as well as make a commitment to share ourselves, to care for ourselves. It's valuable for our lifetime to care for this body temple. So she's telling us about a major commitment that she made to really take care of herself. Many years ago, she was 4 years into her practice with her first husband, who was also a chiropractor. They both were doing TM regularly. In fact, in her 20s, she became a TM instructor, a meditation instructor. So she had been helping people on various physical issues, and they were making enough money that they weren't stressed about paying their bills and that type of thing, living a good life. But she realized, being in Rhode Island, she was only physically active half the year, right, in the summer. So she decided to join a gym because, again, she had the money to be able to do that, so that she could regularly exercise year-round, eat well, meditate, because how else could she instruct her patients if she wasn't taking care of her body temple in the same way? So she says, I was 35 at the time, and I'd managed to stay in good physical condition, and I've managed to stay in good physical condition as well as eat well for the last 40 years. She's proud of that. Plus, she's not a hypocrite. When she told her patients what they should do, she was doing it. So she felt good about that. She said we don't have to be healthcare professionals to make a commitment like that. There's always a way for us to up our level. Maybe we can't join a gym right now, but there's always a way to up our level of activity. And she says whatever we can do, it's very good to just do it. Our body will be happier and healthier when we care for it. And then here's a great statement from her. There's a beautiful and unexpected gift that we can receive when we care for ourselves. We can become more in touch with our own body. When we work our bodies work better, more effectively. We can get to know our bodies really well, what they like, what they don't like, what they need, what they don't need. It's by listening, she goes on to say, when our bodies have something important to communicate. So now she's telling us about a profound experience she had last year that she says literally saved her life. After a shower, I felt like laying on my bed and relaxing. All of a sudden, my left arm went up in the air. I thought that was very interesting. She said, I looked at my arm, and then my left hand went to my right breast. And I thought, okay, I'll check my right breast. Like many of us, I hadn't had a mammogram in a while. During the worst time of the pandemic, many people were putting off those kinds of testing. She said, I knew I was being guided to palpate my right breast. I felt a lump, and not a small one either. I checked and rechecked, and there was definitely something there. I called my primary, and after numerous tests, delays, etc., I was diagnosed with early breast cancer. I had surgery last year, and I am cancer-free. No other treatments were necessary. I'm going to add a little footnote in there that we were praying with and for Angelica during this time. She says, I guess you could say I listened to my body. And there's another gift we receive when we pay attention to what our body needs. It's by listening when our body has something important to communicate to us. My life is not over yet. There is still much to learn, do, and experience, and I am grateful and happy. So again, Angelica is part of our tech team. She's on vacation right now for 2 months back up in Rhode Island, and she's enjoying her life. And I'm so happy that I was able to share her story with you for her, since she wasn't unable, because she's having a great time in Rhode Island, unable to be with us. So, as I said in my opening, we've been talking all month about the body temple, both loving our bodies and feeling into the feelings in our body, becoming, I've been encouraging you to find ways to become aware of what's going on in our bodies, and to become aware if we're suppressing or we're locking feelings into our bodies, or thoughts into our bodies, and emotions, and how experiences are affecting our bodies, like I felt just reading that email that I had been kicked in the gut yesterday. It was visceral. Feel into those things and then question them. What is it? What am I supposed to be hearing right now? Because I believe as we learn to listen into those signals, we're going to discover the reciprocal nature of the universe. That the divine didn't bring us here and then exit. It's here now. It's in you, as you, through you, around you. You are immersed in it, surrounded by it, uplifted by it, infused with it all the time. So it's talking to us. Let's listen. And I shared last week, there's lots of ways. I think, if you weren't here last week, maybe go back and listen to that one. There's lots of ways that we want to disrupt, disturb, break up, stop those habitual patterns, those habitual thoughts that are going on in our head. And so find something. I've recently discovered incredible breath work. And there's also a woman in our community, Leslie Freeman, who is a massage therapist. But Leslie has a very interesting practice that she's she's developed, which is grief related. It's bereavement massage. So I'm going to go check that out too and see what that's about. Listening to my body, disrupting and stopping the thoughts so I can really listen in. Our bodies are spiritual instruments. They are a spiritual instrument. What an amazing thing to contemplate, isn't it? That your body is a spiritual instrument. Wow. And that we can use it, appreciate it, and use it. It turns us closer to God when we do that. By whatever name you want to call it, energy source, spirit, whatever works for you. And the body in the myriad of sizes and shapes and colors and abilities that it has, it's all spirit and form. It's all spirit and form. And I think the more we see that as beautiful, the better we are too. I think it was 2 Sundays ago where I talked about Lizzo and her big girl competition. Those women are 2 times my size, 3 times my size, and can do far more than I can do. That's a bias that's been in my head that to be healthy, you have to be a certain size and shape. That is wrong. That is wrong. Again, we come in all sizes and shapes. That's the divine coming in all sizes and shapes. So let's use our bodies right here, right now. We've had a lot of prayer this morning. We've had a lot of time to meditate, but breathe into this holy moment with me in love and appreciation for this divine temple, this vehicle or garage for my soul, for your soul. And make a commitment to love it and listen to it, to celebrate it. You can start right here, right now. Because your body is really more than a container for your consciousness. It is the exact point and time and space that the divine has come into form. Wow. Wow. How cool are you? Huh? Yeah, namaste. So it is. How cool are you? Elaine, what you got?
But my body was telling me, you're cold. Go stand in the back. I'm allergic to cold. Anyway, this is a song about listening and about making a choice. It's called I Choose Love. I hear what my feelings are telling me. Is it love or is it fear putting its spell over me? I choose love when I remember it's a choice. I choose love when I hear that small still voice. I choose love when I remember it's a choice. I choose love when I listen to the voice. Fear projects the future, regret reflects the past. Love affects the present, make these moments last. I choose love when I remember it's a choice. I choose love when I hear that small still voice. I choose love when I remember it's a choice. I choose love when I listen to
Thank you, Elaine. Choosing, choosing. It's good to be back. I've been gone 6 weeks. I was supposed to be back 2 weeks ago, but something happened as the cruise was ending, and we got to stay another 12 days at the expense of the cruise line. So, no complaints.
Do you see why I have him do the offertory?
Saw Iceland, which was not on our schedule. We've been to 10 countries and lots of cities. And that extra 2 weeks, I didn't worry about whether the check that comes to the Center for Spiritual Living was coming, because guess what? It was automatically taken out of my checking account and sent in the mail, which you can all do, so you don't have to have that worry. Just choose to be worry-free. And I love the song. Everything is a choice. We can choose to be happy. We can choose to be sharing. We can choose to be compassionate. We can choose. And we do choose. So when we look at what we've said or done or executed in our lives, we've made a choice one way or another. Even not doing is a choice. So choose to allow the flow to move through you. Choose to allow this infinite nature that is spirit to move through you. Support this wonderful center and the work that it is doing, the bravery that is expressed by our minister, Reverend Theresa. The ceremony we did this morning, not all ministers are doing this morning, I can guarantee you, because they're not able to choose that bigness, not able to choose to step out just a little bit further. So I appreciate that. I love her for it, and that's one of the reasons I'm here. So, yes. So I just want to take a moment. I think we have baskets to move through, Hector and Tom there, and just give from your heart, give in that space of flow, knowing that as you're giving forth, you are creating a space for more to come into your own life. And as this flow moves, we simply bless the giver and we bless the gift, and know that it is all good and builds this powerful ministry known as the Center for Spiritual Living, Cultural Coast. And so it is. Thank you all.
I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
I know, yay. I always feel like I just want to really cheer. I love that little ditty. I love that. Just a few quick announcements. The first is I talked about it a couple weeks ago, but I think I forgot to mention last week. But if you're getting our emails, you see it on the email. I did a little video. We also posted it on Facebook, that I am really feeling the call to do more ministry. How about that? Instead of administration. So really feeling the call to be networking in the community, to be doing outreach, to be leading and creating more events for us and teaching classes more. I mean, I just started teaching, and this is probably the first class I've done in a year. So I just really feel the call to be doing that, which means I need support, because I've been doing all the administration for this center since we opened 4 years ago. we really didn't open the door 4 years ago, but since we started 4 years ago, so all the bookkeeping, all the marketing, all the flyers, every doggone thing, and I'm done. So I need some help. I've had 2 people step forward to volunteer. I'm going to meet with them tomorrow via Zoom. I've got someone that possibly might end up being a part-time job. I don't know. But if anybody has talents that you would like to share, I sure would love to build a team around this. So nobody feels burdened. You know, if there's lots of people sharing in it, then it's not a big deal for any one person. It has been a big deal for one person. So just saying. And then the next thing I want to remind you about parking next week, just look to the south of us for parking. You know, it's the boat races. So for those of you that just moved here, you don't know, we go nuts on 4th of July with boats. And so they take over this whole parking lot and all the boats are staged and everything. No, this whole parking lot they say is going to be used. So anyway, south, just right on the other side of the street, Boulevard of the Arts here, there is parking. There's not parallel, but diagonal parking. So we should be fine. Our beloved Diana back there on the sound is going to sing for us next week. So we've got special music. We've got some trumpets, and we got Diana. It's going to be a big day. Also in... Whoa! You're fabulous. Thanks, Tom. What a great... Tom said he'll do valet parking next week for people that can't do that walk. So thank you, Tom. That's beautiful. Thanks. Awesome. Be watching the newsletter. If you don't get it, you can go to our Facebook page or our website, which is CSLCulturalCoast.org. The Facebook page, it's all written out, Center for Spiritual Living, Cultural Coast. But go to one of those. You can sign up for the newsletter. We're going to have, so I already told you next month is going to be relationships. We're going to have John Moore here, who does family constellations. And if you don't know about that, I'm going to let him talk about it. But we're going to have it on, I think it's the 24th, the Sunday, the 24th, after the service. So that's going to be really cool. I'm not going to say any more about it. I'm going to let him talk about it. But watch for that. It's going to be a neat event. And I think that's it.
Except for, I'm standing up here to remind you that this is a teaching that knows that prayer works. So if anyone needs prayer in their life, there's a variety of ways to get it. You can fill out a little form over there. You can email prayer@cslculturalcoast.org, or you can literally come up to me, Tom, Cindy, raise your hand so people can find you if they need to.
Rev G,
Rev
myself.
G or Theresa. You won't be available after the service. You'll be shaking hands and kissing babies.
I want to pray with you.
Well,
and Elaine.
Elaine is here.
So over there.
So we do have prayer
You got a lot of
practitioners
practitioners here this morning.
to do like a 5-minute prayer today
Yeah.
if you'd like that. So take advantage of that. Don't miss it.
And Elaine's going to sing us out, but I just want to thank you all again, and I want to thank I want to thank Hector and Mike and Rev G, Emil, and Tom, and my beloved Bobby for standing up here and holding space for me and the women in the room. Love you all.
All right, so the theme for the whole year is wonder. And so I wrote a song for the theme in January when the year started. I could barely hear myself right now. So I wrote a song called Wondering and Wandering. And I wrote a new verse for the body. So it goes like this. You'll hear. I'm wondering and I'm wandering through the vastness of my mind. I am wondering as I'm wandering through the world that God has designed. When I tune in, my spirits lift, I see every moment when I'm wandering and wondering through the vastness of my mind. I'm wandering and I'm wandering through the vastness of my heart. I am wondering as I'm wandering, knowing you and I are part of the Spirit with its viewing point, but we can choose to re-anoint when we change our point of view and create a breaking through. Wondering and wondering, wondering and wondering, wondering and wondering through the vastness of my mind. Living in the question, moving into inquiry, no matter what the question, the answer's always love. I'm wondering and I'm wandering through the vastness of my soul. I am wondering as I'm wandering, I affirm I'm perfect and whole. When I tune in, my spirit's lift, I see every moment as a gift. When I'm wondering and wandering through the vastness of my soul, I'm wondering and I'm wandering through my body in this life. I am wondering as I'm wandering, knowing each cell is made of light. I am perfect, healthy, I am whole. I return to source when I lose control. When I'm wandering and wandering through the body in this life, every cell is made of light. No matter what the question, the answer's always love. Let's sing that. No matter what the question, the answer's always love. One more time. No matter what the question, the answer's always love. And so it is. Enjoy every moment. And I have my store here if anybody wants to help me put gas in my car.